Did you know that eating sugar, those added sugars, affect your moods? Like, have you ever found yourself, "Oh, I'm really sad? Like, leave alone the external factors, but have you ever found yourself like really sad and you're craving like a candy at around 4 p.m., you know? And then once you eat the candy, you're like, well, if you have, then you know what I'm talking about. In today's video, we're going to see how we can wean ourselves off of sugar because of these following reasons. Let's get started. A doctor, but this is what I have read about sugar and how it affects our bodies. So when, like I described in the beginning of the video, when you eat sugar and or you find yourself craving sugar around maybe like evening time, or you just crave it at any time of the day, and when you eat it, your mood shifts, like it shifts suddenly. That is your brain producing a chemical, they call it a neurotransmitter called dopamine. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correct. So this neurotransmitter is responsible for, it's like a reward center in the brain, responsible for pleasure, motivation, learning, and all of that. So basically, the foods, for example, the vegetables and those good healthy foods, the vegetables, foods that are low in sugar or don't have that added sugar, release this neurotransmitter, but they don't release it in large amounts that can cause your mood to change significantly. So why am I saying we should learn how to wean ourselves of sugar and break that addiction? It's because sugar is not good for our health, especially the added sugar. I'm not talking about fruits and the added sugars. I'm talking about sugar itself, sugar, the one you take in tea, the soft drinks, the Minute Maids, the Flash, I don't know which brand is there, like Coke, is it cocktail? I don't know, those funny drinks, those ones, they are not good for our health. Like, they cause this surge of these sudden mood swings in us, and then again, they're not, you can read about that, like the disadvantages or the downsides of having or eating a lot of sugar or added sugar in particular. This is how you're going to wean yourself off of sugar that is sustainable in the long run, because I'm all about sustainability. Like, you should be able to sustain something in the long run. You're not looking at, okay, cut it out and you're good, because you will binge, you will fall back into, you will relapse. So these are some of these tips. I find that they're really helpful for you to avoid that relapse and binging. So tip number one is reduce the amount. I know it's kind of obvious, but you reduce the amount gradually. If you're taking maybe like 2 spoons, I know my partner, like, he used to take at least 2 spoons in his tea, and but right now he does not take at all. Like, we have this rule in the house. If maybe we are making porridge, then we can add maybe like a spoon and a half, but that's it. With tea, we just don't have sugar at all. So take gradual, like, decrease your sugar intake gradually. If you've had these soft drinks lying around the house, maybe in the fridge, you can decide to like stop buying them at all. Like, don't buy them. Or you can start, if you've been buying them like on a daily, say I will buy maybe over the weekend, maybe I'll have a Coke and that's it, and then choose maybe a better, I hear there is a better Coke that is it diet soda, that you can choose instead of the other one. So you can wean yourself off pola and pola. Don't go cold turkey, because that might backfire, and you don't want that. So if you find that you want to maybe go cold turkey, then opt for the alternative. The alternative to sugar is honey. You can, get honey, good honey, not the chupuli. Get honey, and instead of, taking again 2 spoons, don't get honey and then you're taking 2 spoons again. Get the honey and then maybe you're taking 1.5. Then gradually also decrease. Or you can stay at, 1 spoon and that's it. Take it out of your house. Like if you have cookies, whatever, I don't know, like cookies or sodas or the sugar itself, out of sight, out of mind. So you don't have, for us, like in our house, we don't keep sugar lying around, or rather treats, like sugary treats like cookies or something, you can, a snack you can grab and then eat. No, out of sight, out of mind. If I'm really hungry, then I'm going to have to make a meal or like take tea instead. So don't have those temptations lying around. Or if you're still gradually weaning yourself off of sugar, then try to control yourself, because in the long run, this is your health and you're doing it for you. Set yourself a reward. And I kind of mentioned it before. Like if you're trying to wean yourself off of this sugar thing, the sugar addiction. I remember this actually worked for me. I remember when I was on a weight loss journey back in Cairo, I loved waffles. Is it waffles? No, waffles. Waffles? I think I'll insert a picture somewhere here. Now that I even think about it, and there is one particular flavor that I loved. It's is it coconut? I'll find a picture and insert it here. But even now, even talking about it just takes me back to that moment when I was biting away and enjoying. So what I used to do is, okay, if I set my goals, and I achieve them, then I'm going to reward myself with a waffle. But then I made sure I'm not doing it on a weekly. If I did it the first week, then I'll be like, okay, I can stretch even for 2 weeks before I have another waffle. Then before I know it, okay, I can stretch even for 3 weeks before I can have another, waffle. So by the time, the month ends, I've had only 2 waffles. And that is progress right there. If I was having, maybe in a week I was having like 3 or 4 bars, that is progress. If I shift from 4 bars a week to 2 bars a month, that is progress. And don't be hard on yourself. Take baby steps. It sounds like I'm exaggerating, but in the long run, it really adds up. Like it does add up. Like the small things you do today, they are the ones that add up. After all, we have a saying in Uganda, kamu kamu ke kakulo muganda. So if you collect today, you collect tomorrow, of course it's going to compound into something huge. Don't get me wrong, I break down and I'm like, God, like not God, or I'm like, I want a candy, or I want something sweet, and I crave. I have those cravings. But one thing that can actually help you with the cravings is the tea. So actually, that is the last tip. The tea, that you take tea, but make sure you have spices on there. You have like cinnamon. Recently, I'm doing rosemary, and it's nice. So you have cinnamon or dalasini. You have what else? Bamita yidiki. I don't know if you know it. Maybe if I get a picture, I'll insert it here. But it's also nice on chai. Like if you put it as spice to chai, it's nice. Tea masala, you have that. So instead of going ahead and satisfying your sugar urge, go ahead and take some tea, and you'll be all right. And I learned this from my friend. We spoke, and then she talked about it, and now it's stuck. And when I think about it, I think about her. Shout out to you, Barbara, if you're watching. So it's instant gratification. We go for instant gratification, and like instant gratification is just as is. Like You want to satisfy that urge right now and forget about the benefits of you staying away from the sugar and, you know, staying healthy, living a longer life. So you want to satisfy that urge right now. So take care of that. Our instant gratifications are everywhere. We see adverts online and you're like, this chocolate, this what is the best, this when you drink this Mountain Dew, you will fly. If you know what you're after, you're going to stay away from sugar. And if you haven't subscribed already, please go ahead and subscribe, join the family, and then hit the bell notification button so that you're alerted whenever I post. And I'll catch you in my next video. Bye for now.